Hey everybody, James Yaker Type Response. Thanks for watching. Well, I've done some long format videos I call No BS Bug Out that were like 2 hours long and with a bunch of little reviews in them. And people have been asking, where's this one, where's that one? Like they want timestamps because they don't want to watch the whole video. So what I've done is I've cut out some of those product reviews where I talked about those things, and I've made them into individual videos. You have to understand they probably won't make a lot of sense or total sense because they were part of a big thing, and I might have talked about the bulk of it during the video that you're going to see and maybe little bits of it the rest of the time. So I'm doing the best I can. This is because people ask for it, so I've broken those up. Here they are. I hope you enjoy. But one of the main questions I've asked again my friends on social media what their questions were, and one of the main things was like site selection. I talked about before, and I'll just say it again, if you think you found your spot, pretend you didn't. Like pretend it's imperfect. Look for the imperfection. And what I mean by that is look around for the deadfall. Like you can't see it on the screen there, but there's a big limb hanging in a tree right there. But look around now, it's winter time here, but like there's a dead tree. I think you can see this dead one right here. And so look for stuff like that before you set up camp. And something that small, if it hits you in the head, I don't know if it'd kill you, but certainly a concussion, a severe wound, poke an eye out for sure. So just take a moment and look around. And there's another one, I don't know if you can see it, about that diameter here, but twice as tall, dead as hell. Let me see if I can just push it over so you can kind of see. You got to be careful so the top doesn't snap off and hit you on the way down. So, like I said, I don't think that'd kill you, but if it hits you in the head, it'd certainly be a problem. So, when you're looking for your spot, after you find it, think, okay, this is it. Now, if it's going to be windy, you want some natural protection from the elements, and you might think, wow, this little ravine is nice, but it's not raining now. If it starts to rain, this will fill up with water very quick. So first off, figure out which way the wind's coming from and try to plan your shelter accordingly. So I got this little Kaminga compass. I get more compliments on this little compass on my watch band than you could imagine. But it looks like north is that way. The sun's really low in the sky. It's winter time here, so it's kind of hard to do the east-west perfectly with that. But north is roughly that way, and so we want to keep that north wind off of us. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you, if you can, start paying attention to the next 72 hours worth of weather in your area. Just start paying attention. There's going to be anything, if you are outside, that could potentially cause you harm. For instance, cold weather fronts coming through, tornadoes, lightning storms, things like that. Start as part of your thinking for the safety of your family. Know what's going to happen weather-wise about 3 days ahead. Now, people were asking me, how do you, if you don't have that information, how do you tell? Well, number one, as I film this right now, it is right at 40 and it's about 1 p.m. It's supposed to get down to about 20 tonight. That's without the feels like temperature from the wind, whatever. Shit, my mind went blank. But wind chill factor. So if it's clear during the day and in the evening, cloud cover starts coming over, or if it just stays cloudy all day and all night, it's going to be warmer. Those clouds act as like a blanket. But even if it were clear today, the sun warming everything up, and clouds came in tonight, it would be 10 or 15 degrees warmer just from the cloud cover at night. So clouds at night, other than rain, are actually a really good thing. There's the old saying, red sky at night, sailor's delight. Red sky in the morn, sailors be warned. And that's an old sailing adage, and it's relative truth. If the sun's going down and it appears red, the next day is probably going to be really good for you. Especially if you're going that direction, probably going to be really good for you. You get up in the morning and through the rising sun is red, typically going to be a stormy day for you, bad weather in some respect. And so there's not a lot you can do about the weather other than be prepared for it. What I'm going to tell you is this. My range bag is kind of like my bug out bag for teaching. And what I mean by that is I'm always prepared for solid 3 seasons. Always got sunscreen in there, always got some kind of fleece and some kind of headgear and stuff like that. So always, and might not be set up for a good winter, but I guarantee you for a crisp fall day or a late cold day in the spring, I'm prepared for it. And so your bug out bag should kind of be the same way. My bug out bag, I have what I call the cold weather addendum. It's another small duffel bag that I make sure that it is with my bug out bag that's in my truck on the cold months, with better, the furry headgear and the bigger coat and stuff like that. And so trying to look ahead, but at least have some kind of jacket or fleece, preferably waterproof, in your bug out bag. Even if you live in the desert, you guys know it gets cold at night and stuff like that. And I'll show you, I've got a Accu-Tac bug out jacket, folds up real small. It stays in my bug out bag. I'm actually wearing Accu-Tac breeches, going to give them a good try out here. I have a Accu-Tac coat I did not bring with me. I have a 511 jacket that I've never worn out when it was cold, so I'm going to test it out. This is what these things are for me, to test my personal gear. And but seems site selection. So if the wind is going to come in from the north tonight, I can build a shelter to block that wind, or I can find a natural shelter. So I'm just kind of looking out. I see a spot right over here. I'll take the camera over there and show you guys what I'm looking at. Okay, so this is just a few yards over from where I was talking to you. Briars. So just to keep you oriented, this way is north from my little handy compass. So right in here, I could do something probably. And so what I'm looking for now is are those dead trees. And I see a dead tree right there. I'm looking for the dead trees and stuff like that. This is very rocky ground right here. So I'm wondering if there might be a little bit better spot. But so what I got right here are briars. And you guys that don't live in the South, sometimes we call them sticker bushes. If you don't know, if they're growing, they're also on the ground. So if you lay down there, you're probably going to get them stuck in you. So you need to clear that spot out of the way. Now, the guys also talked about how to be surreptitious, how to be hidey with your fire and stuff like that. This is actually a good spot down here. There's a hill. That camera is on a hill. There's a hill here. It's open in the back, so I would have to be wary of that. I could build up a debris wall or something like that to protect from that. But all in all, this is not a bad spot. But I'm going to look around and see if I can find something better. And that's another thing I've told you guys, on a bug out where you're trying to get home, you're not going to stop and set up a camp like I'm doing. I'm just doing this just purely in case you do get so tired you can't continue and you don't want to freeze to death and you're going to build a fire and all that stuff. But if you got 10 or 15 miles to walk, you're probably just going to walk. You might sit down, drink some water, maybe take a nap beside a tree, but you're going to keep going. That's just the way we are. We're just driven like that. And so plenty of good spots around here. I'll just keep looking and try to tell you what I think about them, and so you'll be able to learn some from it as well. But rocks and briars, not my friend right here for sure. So if you like that stuff, you can, right below the video, you can check my Amazon store to get more information. And if you buy through my Amazon store, I appreciate it. I get a tiny little kickback from that. It doesn't cost you any extra. And if you're more interested, if you have follow-up questions, probably if you watch the whole video of BS Bugout 1 or 2 or whatever one we're on, you probably get more of your answer. But if you want to comment and teach me how to build a fire, I don't need your help building a fire. This is James Jacob, Tactical Response, reminding you that your responsibility to be ready for the fight never ends.